Hey guys, how's it going and welcome back to PokePal. So today I am bringing you another super budget deck profile with the Timelords. Now this Timelord deck will probably run you just under 50 bucks, I think, between the deck and the extra deck. I haven't crunched the numbers like I usually do, but I'm pretty sure that's what it sits at. This deck is pretty good for anybody that wants to take it to like locals or even some more competitive scenes. It's a little sneaky, a little hard to deal with. It's super fun. If you're a new player or even returning player or whatever, or just somebody that wants to play like an anime themed deck or a deck that's really different, this might be the deck for you. It's very unique. It was on the anime, so I know some of you guys like anime themed decks like the Super Heavy Samurais I did and all that, but this is a really cool deck. It's pretty straightforward, so you guys don't have to worry about like, you know, all kinds of craziness, but really good deck. Now keep in mind, this is just a deck profile. I'm just going over the cards and reading some of their effects so you guys get the general idea of what the cards do. I am not going in depth. If you guys want to see the mechanics of this deck, the combos and how it works, all that kind of stuff, watch next week's video where I'm coming out with like a tutorial for this deck and how at least I play it, why I run the cards that I run, and how to go into like the OTKs that you can go into where you just like destroy your opponent mad quick. How the deck works with the extra deck and the extra deck works with the deck and every deck works together, intertwined, all decks and all that good stuff. So let's get into it. So yeah, if you guys want to watch that, make sure you subscribe so that you see my video next week. I need subscribers, guys. Alright, so let's go into pretty much the staple of this deck. If you're going to be cheaping out on anything, don't cheap out on Time Maiden. Get 3 of Time Maidens. Time Maiden is really good. It's a great card. Going over the effect real quick. If you control no monsters, you can special summon this card from your hand. This card can be treated as 2 tributes for the tribute summon of a Time Lord monster. You can tribute this card, add 1 Time Lord monster with 0 attack from your deck to your hand, which they all have 0 attack besides one of them, so keep that in mind. Special summon, where was I? You can banish this card from your graveyard, special summon 1 Time Lord monster with 0 attack from your deck, ignoring summoning conditions. You cannot special summon other monsters during the turn you activate this effect. So it's a great card, a great search card. If you want to add something to your hand, if you want to get rid of it from the field, add something to your hand. And sometimes I've gone into like OTKs with this card where I don't even use the second effect where I'm using her to special summon. I'm just looking to get a second Time Lord that I really wanted to my hand and then going off on that. But this card is a great card. Get 3 of it, please. This is the one guy that we have that doesn't have 0 attack. Has 4,000 attack, but that doesn't really matter because the attack doesn't do anything. But these are all, we're going into the 3 ofs now. So here is Sandion, the Time Lord. So Sandion's a little bit different from the other guys. He works a little bit different. So the way he works, he can't be special summoned from the deck. You can only control one of him. If you're if only your opponent controls a monster, you can special summon this card without tributing. So the rest of them work that if you control no monsters, you can normal summon them. This guy can only be normal summoned if you control no cards and then your opponent also controls a monster. So that's pretty cool. I mean, it kind of sucks, but it's pretty cool. He can't be destroyed by battle or card effect, which they all work that way. And neither player takes damage involving this card. And at the end of the battle phase, if this card battled, inflict 2,000 damage to your opponent. And then once returned during the standby phase, shuffle this card into the deck. So with this card, I'm pretty much going to explain how they all work. So you summon him. You go into your battle phase, you hit into your opponent. No damage is done. You end your battle phase, now they take 2,000. You end your turn, it's your opponent's turn. They can try attacking into this and all that, but nothing happens to this card. It can't be destroyed by battle or card effect. They end their turn, now this card gets shuffled back into the deck. So you have no field. That's how they pretty much all work. Alright, so now to the next guy. Michion. 3 of him just because he's one of the bigger burn cards in your deck. It's pretty much a burn deck is what this is. A little bit different, but it's pretty much a burn deck, but you can't go off into different things. So the way he works, same thing. If you control no monsters, you can normal summon him. You go into battle, you attack it to your opponent, end your battle phase, they lose half their life points. Bam. Done. So this is a really great early card to use. Like, this is one of the cards you might want to use Time Maiden to search for. Attack it to your opponent, and they go from 8 to 4,000 right there. One of the more important cards if you are looking to go into an OTK, which is why I run 3 of them. Great card. Great card. 3 Zephion the Time Lords. Now, I run 3 of her just in case, but she works like a super drugged up, like, or I shouldn't have said that. She works like a MST on a lot of protein. She attacks into your opponent just like the other ones do. They can't get destroyed by battle card effect, whatever, and she gets your opponent's entire back row and shuffles them to the deck. Great card. If you're having issues with back row, this gets rid of everything. Super good card. Oh no, I'm dropping cards. Now we got the 2 ofs. If I can get my other one. Oh no. Oh no. There you go. Alright. So, Maiden the Time Lord. The way he works, same thing. Can be normal summoned if you control no monsters. They all normal summon the first turn if you control no monsters. Or they all normal summon during your main phase if you control no monsters, which is pretty cool. So, can be destroyed just as the other one. If he attacks at the end of the battle phase, return as many monsters on the field as possible to the hand, other than this card, and your opponent takes 300 damage for each one. So including the cards on your side, the monsters on your side of the field, they all get returned to your hand, they get returned to your opponent's hand, and then he takes 300 for each card. So this is one of the smaller burn cards. That's why I only run 3 of him. He's really just to bounce the cards back and inflict some burn damage, but he's not one of the more... Most of the time I don't even go into him, but he's good to have. And he's good fodder for the extra deck. 2 Lazions. This guy, same thing as all the other ones. Can be destroyed, all that. And then at the end of the battle phase of this card battled, shuffle all cards from your opponent's graveyard into the deck, and then once per turn, when your opponent draws a card, to take 1,000 burn damage. So again, this card, mainly, the only reason I've ever brought him out is just to hit my opponent for the extra 1,000 burn. Very few times, depending on what kind of deck you go against, you might want to return their graveyard into their deck and shuffle it. But most of the time, that doesn't really matter unless they're getting effects. I mean, most decks do get effects from the graveyard, but it's usually not enough to want to bounce it's usually not enough to want to put everything in the graveyard back into their deck and possibly give them more combos. But that's one of the more situational pieces. Another one of the 2 ofs is Raffion. Raffion, the way he works, the same thing as the rest of them, can't be destroyed and all that jazz. And then at the end of the battle phase of this card, battle inflict damage to your opponent equal to the attack of one monster your opponent controls that battle this card. So this card's pretty good if your opponent controls like a big beefy bad boy, a big thick boy, like 3,000, 2,500. Usually I try to use this guy only when my opponent controls a monster with like 2,000 plus attack. You pretty much attack into it, you give them that good stuff, nothing happens to them, nothing happens to you, you end your battle phase, and then bam, they take the damage from that. Good times. He has a nice face in the middle of his chest. You can see. You kind of see. Yeah. I mean, they all do, I think. Yeah. 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 Look at that. Look at that guy. I've been recording for too long. This is like my 10th time recording this video. Yeah. Alright, I'm done. I'm done with that. Okay. 1 Camion the Time Lord and 1 Gabrion. Oh no, what happened there? There we go. 1 Camion and 1 Gabrion. So this guy is cool. So if you battle, you shuffle 1 card your opponent controls into the deck, and if you do inflict 500 damage to your opponent, and your opponent can't counter this card with any neither player can activate cards or effect in response to this effect, to the activation of it. So pretty good. I don't think I know what I'm saying anymore. Pretty good. Look it up. Camion, Timelord. Run 1. You can run 2. You can run 3. Whatever. I run 1 because I'm a rebel. And then 1 Gabrion, the Time Lord, Gabrion, whatever he's called. He has a face too. He has a bad ombre face. And then at the end of the battle phase of this card battled, shuffle as many cards your opponent controls as possible into the deck and draw cards equal to what was shuffled into their main deck. So pretty much it's great against people that run like Lynx and a lot of extra deck monsters because it'll bounce everything back into the deck. And your opponent only draws cards equal to the amount bounced into the main deck. Good card. Alright, now we're going to the spell and trap cards. 3 Celestial Transformations. Celestial Transformation, special summon 1 fairy monster from your hand. And that monster's attack is halved, which doesn't matter since your monsters have 0 attack anyway besides 1. And destroyed at the end of the battle phase. So this card is mainly used to go into the extra deck. Really good card. Run 3 of it. I would recommend definitely running 3 of this card. And all your monsters, all the Time Lords are fairy. So, perfect. Advanced draw. If you don't want to go into the extra deck, you just don't have the hand that you want, you normal summon one of your Time Lords or special summon one of them, whatever. If you have like a Celestial Transformation or a Time Maiden in the graveyard, whatever, you pop it and you draw 2 cards. So, pretty good. Pretty good. Run 3 of those. I would recommend probably running 3 of those for any of the Time Lord variants you want to run. Pot of Duality, because just in case, again, you don't have the hand you want. These advanced draw with this, you have 5 cards now in your deck that give you a high possibility of being able to get something in your hand that you need. So, and the thing with Pot of Duality not letting you special summon after you use it doesn't matter because you're not special summoning most of the time anyway. You're normal summoning the cards from your hand. 1 for 1, send 1 monster from your hand to the graveyard, special summon 1 level 1 monster from your hand or deck. So this is pretty much just to bring out Time Maiden and get rid of Time Maiden. A Monster Reborn, just in case if you want to go into your extra deck, like I said, or, you know, I mean, that's mainly what it's for. And it's a Monster Reborn. I mean, come on. Who doesn't like Monster Reborn? Everybody likes Monster Reborn. You know you want to play Monster Reborn. Just play it. Just play it. Foolish Burial. Send 1 monster from your deck to the graveyard. Same thing. You're sending like Time Maiden there just to be able to use her effect and search and special... Or not search because you won't be able to search because you're not popping her from the field. But special summon. Special summon from your deck. Then now here are the trap cards that are specifically meant for the Time Lords. I run it the way I run it for a reason, but to be as vague as possible about it, because the explanation of this could take up forever, which it did, which is why I deleted my last video. So Empty Machine, once you play Empty Machine, it lets you pretty much summon an Infinite Machine, and then the Infinite Machine lets you go into the the Infinite Machine lets you go into Infinite Light. So Empty Machine, when you play it, whatever, you activate it. If your opponent tries to destroy it once per turn, it can protect itself. You can use one of its 2 effects. Its first effect is to discard a level 10 monster, add a card, which all your draw a card, which all your Time Lords are a level 10, so you'll be able to draw a card. And then the second effect is that if if it's the only spell trap card in your back row, and you have a Time Lord in your graveyard, you can shuffle it into your deck and set an Infinite Light. So this first effect really is only useful if you don't already have a Time Lord in your graveyard and you want to get one there, then the next turn you can use the second effect to place Infinite Light. And then Infinite Light, when you flip that one, you have to destroy an Empty Machine. Same thing with Infinite Light. During your main phase, special summon 1 Time Lord monster from your hand, which can help you go into your extra deck. Or you can target 1 Time Lord monster in your graveyard, shuffle it into your deck, and set an Infinite Light. Also, same thing, protects itself once per turn. Infinite Light, preferably when you use Infinite Light, when you flip it, you want to have no monsters on your field. And this is why. Because when you activate Infinite Light, you have to get rid of an Infinite Machine. And it can't be destroyed by your opponent's card effects at all. It's not just once per turn, it can't be destroyed by your opponent's card effects. Neither player can target Time Lord monsters what's wrong with me? Neither players can target Time Lord monsters you control with card effects, or return Time Lord monsters from the field to the deck. And once per turn, if you control a monster, you can special summon 1 Time Lord monsters from your hand, deck, and graveyard. So preferably when you flip this, you would have no Time Lords on the field, and you would be summoning 1 from your hand, deck, and graveyard. And then those do not get bounced back into the deck anymore after your opponent ends their turn. So you don't want to get, with this card, you don't want to get stuck with a Time Lord that you don't want, because now that Time Lord is on the field, and they're usually a pain to get rid of, because now you're not able to normal summon one of your other Time Lords, because now you have that one on the field, and you have to wait until you're able to special summon another one to hopefully get rid of both of them to go into your extra deck or something. So make sure like you don't have a Time Lord on the field that you don't want to have on the field that can't end the game for you, and activate Infinite Light. You're better off just waiting to have nothing on the field and then activating Infinite Light to get all your thick boys out. God, it's already 17 minutes in, 15 minutes in. Wow. So we run Mirror Force Engine just because sorry, Mirror Force Engine just because it doesn't target and it just returns to the hand because today's meta you can't target no more. And then Drowning Mirror Force because if your opponent is attacking you, most likely you are being attacked directly because they're not going to be attacking into your monsters. And shuffles your opponent's attack position monsters into the deck. Now for the extra deck, we're going to really roll through it. I think I only have 11 extra deck monsters. I usually leave space just for like the people watching. If you want to put whatever you want in here, you can. Not because I don't want to add more cards, but not because that's too much effort. Just because I want to give you, I want to give you guys some space. Choose what you want. But I run two Super Dreadnought Rail Cannons for the burn. One number 81, a Super Dreadnought Rail Cannon Super Dora. One Sky Palace Gengaridu. You can't run the Utopia engine here because you don't rant level 4s, so you can't do a rank 4. So I do 2 Ravenous Tarantulas that can turn into a Pain Gainer. Not both. You don't need both of them. You just need one of them. But your Ravenous Tarantula can then become your Pain Gainer, which could then become your number 77, the Seventh Sins, which is such a cool card. There's been some games that I've been winning, and I just like bring them out just for fun. Now, one Evil Swarm Exiton Knight, because I want to. One Clifford Genius, one Underclock Taker. That's it for the extra deck. Again, guys, like I said, if you guys want to know why I run, what I run in here. Oh no, I mixed everything. Why I run, what I run in here, and the combos and all that kind of stuff. Subscribe. And wait for next week's video, because that one will explain everything. If you liked the video, leave a like. If you didn't like the video, leave a dislike and tell me why. Leave a comment below letting me know what you want to see me open next. Alright guys, well thanks for watching and take care.